She says she want hood nigga. I keep the perk by the pound. The trunk stay bumped and y'all know we run the town. Hood nigga. And I keep a bad bitch around. Thick bitch, long hair, yellow, white, red, brown. Hood nigga. And my Chevy sitting on 24s. Flats look like flapjack. Pancake, you ain't no hood nigga. I'ma play the game how it go. They can take me out the hood, but I'ma keep it hood, folks. I'm on that good and alcohol. I got some down bitches I can't call. What's that? I don't know what I would do without y'all. I'ma fall till the day I fall. Yeah, long as my bitches love me. Yeah. I can give a darn about no hate long as my bitches love me. I can give a darn about no hate long as these bitches love me. I can give a darn about no hate long as these bitches love me. I'm on that. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this super fly, dirt coast, muddy water. Shorty, pop that pussy if you wanna. Let me tell you about this old school pouring lean, candy yams and collard greens, pocket full of stones, riding clean.
Well, I'm just one parlay away from a new house, new car. I'm just one parlay away. Trust I'ma take us far. I'm just one parlay away. One parlay away. One parlay away. Oh, I took the Chiefs on over. Took my homes on yards. Everything is going good so far. Lakers beating the Knicks. Spread is only 6. 2 minutes left in the game, baby. I'm about to hit. Ow!
I need out, yeah, I need out. Blood pressure higher than a body count. Tomorrow she has to go. She's a mama. I think I married a hoe. Married a hoe. I said, mama, I think I married a hoe. I made a mistake, mama. No, oh no. I want you. Your man can't do nothing for you. All these hoes ain't loyal. All these hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. 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 These hoes ain't loyal. When a rich brother wants you and your man can't do nothing for you. All these hoes ain't loyal. Ain't loyal. Whoa, these hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. 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 These hoes ain't loyal.
go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my...
Man, we are back. We are back again, y'all, with another episode of the JVJ Network. I am your host. Let's talk with JVJ. I hope everybody doing all right, man. Let's get a little bit of music up in here, man. Get a little bit of that music popping in the background, because y'all know we about to get into it. We about to get to it. We about to do it. You know what it is. Man, look, I hope everybody's doing all right, man. On your way in, as usual, though, I need y'all to do a favor for your boy. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share, turn them notices on. Make sure y'all clicking all. We trying to grow around here. Can only do it with y'all. And we really actually need y'all help right now, because YouTube been fucking with the network, y'all. It's been fucking with the network hard. So please make sure y'all go over to the JVJ Network, sub up, turn your notices on, man, because we trying to get right. Tonight is football talk, y'all. It's football talk. And we got to talk about my boy Shedeur, man. We got to talk about what's going on down there, up there in Cleveland. I'm about down there. I'm down here in the South. They up there. But we got to talk about what's going on over there. It's been a lot of controversy. It's actually been the most interesting thing coming out of the NFL this preseason. Normally, people don't talk about a preseason like this. Normally, it doesn't get this much attention. It's really more about what's going to happen when the season begins. But it's been a very interesting preseason. We got one more weekend of it, y'all. One more weekend. This weekend will be the last one. So I'm ready to see how this plays out. But a lot of interesting things have been going on in Cleveland surrounding Shedeur Sanders. And we're going to talk about it, man, because I actually had a few people that have been speaking on it. And this has been a big topic, y'all. For y'all that's in this football, y'all know what the hell is going on. For y'all that don't watch, y'all will see what's going on, because it plays into pretty much everything I be talking about. Right and wrong, good and evil, bullshit and non-bullshit. But we're going to get into it, y'all. We're going to get into it. I ain't going to sit here and talk to y'all all night. Get your weed, get your popcorn, get your weed, whatever you need. Because we about to go ahead and jump into this one. And we're going to start off with the first... I don't know what to call this, but shout out to the Dark Times, because he got Colin Cowherd face on here. So without further ado, man, let's just go ahead and jump into this thing and see what the hell we got right here.
You guys who love Shedeur and Carolina wearing his jerseys, you're making him into a celebrity.
I've been popping it all game.
And my boy, the baby.
I seen you perform with it on. Do me the honors, you know what I'm saying? On the first ever NFL game.
Because we're getting into a Tebow situation. I've seen this in the NFL with Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick, Tim Tebow.
I love Tim Tebow.
He could be Jesus. Tim Tebow is Jesus.
Nobody wants a celebrity backup quarterback.
Well, now tuned in to the Dark Times channel.
And so you
And y'all, it is getting dark out here right now. Y'all just heard that motherfucker say Tim Tebow could be Jesus.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f*** you think you is?
Tim Tebow. But yeah, let's keep getting it.
Here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. And as we all know, the Cleveland Browns recently came to a decision about who their starter is going to be on week 1. And it's going to be Joe Flacco.
Either he's starting or you're going to release him.
Right,
Yeah.
one or the other. There's no, listen, the starter is Joe Flacco. The more important part, who's the number 2?
Mm-hmm. Smalls, we've been looking at this quarterback competition in Cleveland all wrong. We've looked at it as a 4 and now 5-way competition with Snoop Huntley involved. It's not that. There was 2 separate competitions happening at the same time. There was the competition to see who be QB1 between Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco. And then there was the competition to see who would be the young guy that gets the first chance to play regular season games between Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. Based on everything we've seen and heard, for my money, that's Shedeur Sanders.
And so absolutely, I don't think anybody who was following the Cleveland Browns expected anybody other than Joe Flacco to be the week 1 starter. And so the real competition came down to who was going to be number 2 in line. And recently, Colin Cowherd came out and said he had a problem with Shedeur Sanders being the number 2 quarterback.
Because we're getting into a Tebow situation, and this happens a lot. I've seen this in the NFL with Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick, Tim Tebow.
And this is the issue a lot of people have with Colin Cowherd. Sometimes you can't tell if Colin Cowherd actually believes what he says Or is he just doing it for clicks? Is he rage baiting? Because there's no need to mention Tim Tebow.
Hey, look, and I'm being honest with him. I agree.
I can't tell if he's serious, and that's very concerning.
I done seen Colin Cowherd flip-flop about 3-4 times on the same subject in 1 week. And this is one of them that he done did it on. It's like, why are you comparing Shedeur Sanders to Tim Tebow? Tim Tebow couldn't throw a fucking ball 15 yards straight. Like, come on, man.
A sentence with Shedeur Sanders.
Will he work some magic again? Oh, no, not this
That's
time.
the other thing.
It was it. It was a mirage.
He had an open man. This was just a bad throw. He just line drived it for an intercept.
Because Tim Tebow is an anomaly. There's never been a worse thrower of the football that's been allowed to be a starter in the NFL, let alone be drafted in the NFL.
All right, kids, here's why Tim Tebow sucks. And you know it, and I know it.
And I want y'all to pay very close attention to this clip right here. And this is a white man saying this about Tim Tebow. So don't people come over here saying black people just hating on Tim Tebow. We all saw it when he came out of college and said, look, man, he was a great college player, but I don't think he's going to be good in the NFL. And everybody's telling him he's going to be great. This is Tim Tebow. And this is the breakdown. Pay very close attention to this. Just pay very close attention to this.
And everyone knows it, okay? Let's not kid ourselves. Look at this throwing motion. Here we go. Gets ready to set up. Here we go, frame by frame. All right. Ball's way down there. I mean, straight away from him. No good quarterback does that. And then he's coming through, and you're like, all right, just make the throw, right? Look at this frame right here. Wow. What is that? The ball is like straight up behind his head, up and down. And then one more, even worse. I mean, it's amazing. He can hit the broadside of a barn from that position. And then it's even worse. His arm is all flexed, and then he comes through, and then he just puts his whole body into a throw that goes all of what? 20 yards in the air, maybe?
And so Colin Cowherd had no business bringing up Tim Tebow and
Comparing Shedeur Sanders to that motherfucker. Come on now.
comparisons with Shedeur Sanders.
Nobody wants a celebrity backup quarterback. You don't want a celebrity backup quarterback. And that hurt Tebow and Kaepernick and Cam Newton in New England. When Bill Belichick is, I like you, Cam, we can't have a superstar backup. You guys who love Shedeur in Carolina wearing his jerseys, you're making him into a celebrity.
And that right there couldn't be further from the truth. The fans and the people that rock with Shedeur Sanders are not the ones that turned him into a household name, a celebrity. Deion Sanders did that. Colorado did that. What he did on the field did that. And not to mention what the NFL did to him.
Oh, and also just throw the cherry on top, the media. Ain't nobody tell ESPN to run down to all them Colorado games. Ain't nobody tell ESPN to go down there and cover Jackson State games. Ain't nobody tell none of y'all in the media to go cover them kids. You saying that the fans, how you blame the fans for making him into a celebrity? No, y'all did it. Y'all did it. You know why you did it? Because he made y'all money. Shut the fuck up.
What's crazy, him getting picked like later probably didn't help that.
For sure. Because now they underdog.
Yeah. Now everybody like, man, y'all ain't I'm definitely getting a Shedeur Sanders jersey.
I'm about to go buy one.
And I am too. Like I want a Shedeur Sanders jersey.
And now you an underdog story.
Yeah. And now when he kill, he's gonna be even more probably, bro. He's gonna touch $500 million to $1 billion, bro.
So if I'm a coach and I have to choose, okay, Joe Flacco's starting, Dylan Gabriel may be easier to deal with. You don't have to deal with the nonsense. So this weekend, Dylan Gabriel went on camera.
It's just part of it. There's entertainers and there's competitors. And I totally understand that. And my job is to compete. And that's what I'm focused on doing.
And said
that's Shedeur Sanders' teammate. He's competing for a position with this guy. This guy was drafted in the 3rd round. Shedeur was drafted in the 5th round. And he went out there and said, I'm a competitor. Some people are entertainers. I'm a competitor. And look at Colin. Colin's going to cover for him saying some fucked up shit about his teammate and try to blame everybody else for it. Just like y'all made him into a superstar. Y'all made him into no, you did. Y'all did, bitch. What the fuck you talking about?
Something that people blew way out of proportion.
So here's the problem with that. Had that been Shedeur Sanders, it would have been a completely different story for Colin Cowherd.
I think the part that can't be ignored is the Shedeur Sanders element in terms of
what would people have thought had he made that comment? We would, there's a mass audience out there who would have embraced it differently. Had that been Shedeur Sanders who made that exact comment, it would have been taken completely differently. How much of a benefit of a doubt would he have gotten if he wasn't talking about Dylan Gabriel? How much would he have been excoriated for talking about the media that way?
That was not.
You're goddamn right.
And take it even further to prove the point that they actually got something out for this kid, the NFL and the media kind of had something out for him. The game before, because that game where Dylan Gabriel said that was the same game where he threw an interception and lost a fumble. 2 turnovers in a game, and people came back and said on this day they were trying to cover for him and said that he played better than Shedeur. When Shedeur had the day before, the weekend before, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and led 3 scoring drives. But they said the guy that turned the ball over twice had a better game than him. But the week before, Shedeur Sanders, after the game, one of the reporters that had been writing dog shit about him the whole time caught him in the tunnel and went up to him. And him and Shedeur had a back and forth conversation, very friendly, wasn't no biggie about it. He was just saying, man, can you say something nice about me? They tried to take that story and say, look at Shedeur. He needs to learn how to just keep his head down and don't say anything to the media. Why'd you go at him like that? And the reporter had to come out and say, no, I grabbed him. They were ready to dog that kid out for just asking the reporter, why won't you say anything good about me? But you got his teammate on the sideline in a game where he's fucking up, and turns around and says that he ain't no entertainer. He's a competitor. Shooting a shot at his teammate because his college coach said the same thing about Shedeur. And then when they flipped it, they tried to say he wasn't talking about Shedeur. He was talking about the media. You would have killed Shedeur for that too. If he was talking about the media, it's like, dude, you need to put your head down and stop going at the media like you tried to do the week before. It's a double standard, y'all. It's a double standard, and we all see it. We all see it. No matter how much they want to keep saying it's not true, we all see it.
Not a shot at Shedeur Sanders. Shame on everybody that said it was. Do not. You're hurting Shedeur. You're turning a non-circus into a circus. When he said that, he was taking a shot at us. And this story, again, you think it helped Shedeur. It's hurt.
Hey, look, Colin, if he was taking a shot at y'all, tell me how that makes that okay. This is a 3rd-round draft pick quarterback that is struggling out there on the football field. Don't look like he belongs. And you making excuses for him. If Shedeur would have came out and took a shot at the media after having a good game, y'all would have condemned him. You would have tried to put him on the cross. But this kid coming out here sucking it up, and he said, and y'all be like, y'all trying to bring Shedeur into it. We know it was about Shedeur. You're trying to tell us about the media, but let's say it's about the media. It's still fucked up. It's unprofessional. It's immature. It shows he doesn't have leadership characteristics. He doesn't have it. But you covering for him and telling everybody else it's their fault and y'all gonna hurt Shedeur by calling out our bullshit. Nah, that ain't how that shit works.
Him. This story hurt. You know what the staff is saying in Cleveland this morning? Oh,
What they saying?
Maybe we just got to get out of this nonsense. Let's just get out of this nonsense.
Let him go.
We got people thinking Dylan's taking shots. They'll get out of this business because Shedeur's not good enough. Tebow was not good enough to deal with the nonsense.
Colin Cowherd would have been singing a completely different tune. He would have been talking about Shedeur Sanders' lack of maturity, lack of understanding how the media works. And then on top of that, he would have had a problem with Shedeur taking a shot at the media. And that's the hypocrisy within the mainstream media that a lot of people have an issue with. But that's my take on it.
Yep, and I got an issue with it too. A lot of people in this country got an issue with that shit. Don't have one standard for one person, then have another standard for another person, and think that we supposed to sit back and act like we don't see it. We can't do that, y'all. That ain't how we get down. And the way that this young man is being done in the NFL is outrageous. But even for one of his biggest critics, I'm surprised with Microphone, because we about to cover his video. I'm surprised with Microphone actually changing his tune up a little bit, because he wasn't the most uppity on him. He had his criticisms, and some of them I thought were valid, but a lot more of them, majority of them, I thought were just misplaced. I think he was just going off of what you heard these other analysts saying on TV that was just hating on the kid. But we're gonna jump right into the Microphone video. I ain't even finna waste no time in between.
So yesterday, when the Browns were taking on the Eagles, Dylan Gabriel got the start. Of course, Shedeur Sanders has that oblique injury.
There's entertainers and there's competitors. And my job is to compete. And that's what I'm focused on doing.
After Shedeur Sanders took the world by storm in the first preseason game of 2020,
We're gonna wait for it. Yeah, we back in here. Yeah, we gotta go back a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, the Adjustment Bureau, ain't that what Hurricane say all the time? It's the Adjustment Bureau. They trying to get me, y'all. They trying to get me. But let's try this again.
especially considering the decision that the Cleveland Browns just made, naming Joe Flacco the official Week 1 starter of the Cleveland Browns, because Shedeur made it known that he deserved to be on the Browns' 53-man roster. So the only logical thing that could happen next was for Cleveland's fellow rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel to get his shot to show off his talents in a preseason game. And luckily for him, he had the entire first half to himself, after Kenny Pickett and Shedeur Sanders were both ruled out due to injury. However, his performance, along with some of the comments he made during the game, gave him a less than ideal impression on the NFL world. And don't worry, I waited as long as humanly possible to get the full context of the story, so I do know the reports that came out after the Dylan Gabriel interview. But real quick, guys, before we get to this content, we have been giving away multiple copies of Madden 26 on X and on Instagram. If you don't have a copy of Madden 26, once you get Yard, which is an incredible Discord community. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Here we
What's
go.
going on, everybody? We finally saw what Dylan Gabriel looked like in an NFL game this past week, and we were finally able to answer some questions that have been surrounding him in the Browns QB room since the NFL draft. Plus, he said something very questionable that leaves fans questioning what's really going on in the Browns quarterback room. But let's go over his on-field performance first. On paper, Dylan Gabriel had a very average performance, especially compared to Shedeur's last week. He completed 13 of his 18 pass attempts for 143 yards, 0 touchdowns, a pick 6, and a lost fumble. Now, a lot of people have still been giving Dylan Gabriel credit, considering he had a relatively high completion percentage and looked accurate when the ball left his hands. But there's one major problem with that. While Gabriel did look accurate, his decision-making was absolutely terrible. Yet fans all over the internet are saying that the pick 6 that Gabriel threw wasn't even his fault. Even his head coach, Kevin Stefanski, doesn't think so. Listen to what he had to say when he was asked about there being backlash towards Gabriel for this play.
They're out of their sandbox. They were in the wrong area of their sandbox. We'll get that cleaned up. That's something that should never happen on that play.
Now, guys, I am all for head coaches supporting rookie quarterbacks and building up their confidence to the best of their ability. But if I'm remaining objective here, and I'm sure you guys could tell based off of how I've been covering this entire situation, anytime we get footage that proves me wrong, I'll be the first one to admit that I'm incorrect in these videos. And in this particular instance, this interception is 100% on Dylan Gabriel, and here's why. Let me show you an all 20.
And look, I love that he did this. And I think this is him trying to redeem himself from some of his takes that he had. But I love that he did this because ESPN wouldn't do this. Dan Orlovsky and all these folks, the coach, nobody do this. Nobody would do this. He's going to break down this play. The play where Dylan Gabriel threw a pick 6. It wasn't just it was an interception, y'all. He threw an interception and the dude ran it all the way back. And Dylan gave up on the play. Dude ran right past him. He gave up on the play. He thought he was about to get blocked. He was like, yep, I'm just going to take it to the sideline. He broke down this play, y'all. And it's plain as day. This boy calls this interception. No matter what they want to say that they want to blame the receivers. The coach willing to throw his receivers underneath the bus. Dylan Gabriel fucked this play up. He calls the interception. Watch how he break this shit down.
Angle of this play to show you exactly where this play went wrong and exactly why this pick was indeed Dylan Gabriel's fault. So this play starts at the Philadelphia 31-yard line with Gabriel under center in a single back 13 personnel formation with the 2 outside receivers playing closer to the line of scrimmage than they usually would. Now, this looks like a run play, and with the outside tight end on the strong side of the field motioning over to create a personnel mismatch on the weak side of the field, it seemed like that's what Cleveland was going to do. Instead, Cleveland runs a play play action that was so effective that the entire front seven ended up outside of the right hash marks and out of the ensuing play completely. This was an incredible decision by Kevin Stefanski, and it was executed well too. But after that split second where the handoff is being faked, things start to go completely wrong. If you pause the clip as soon as Dylan Gabriel starts to roll out, you start to notice a few things. The first thing you'll see is there's a wide open receiver in the middle of the field on a short crosser. And funny enough,
and now look, y'all see his head is turned. He's looking at that receiver. I wouldn't throw that pass. I wouldn't throw that pass because I wouldn't say he's wide open because it seemed like he's running a go. He's running a go or fly, with however anybody wants to categorize, because everybody got their different terms. But he's going on a deep route. That's what it looked like. I would not throw that ball in that area. But his head is turned looking in that direction. Keep watching the play.
the tight end that stayed over on the strong side ends up being wide open too after he completes his check and release. Both linebackers who were responsible for that area of the field were fooled by the play action and were about 5 steps behind either receiving option. The next thing you'll notice is that the motioning tight end who ends up coming back to the strong side after the ball is snapped is absolutely strapped, meaning that the only 2 realistic options for Gabriel to throw to are the 2 open wide receivers that we just went over, especially considering the strong side receiver runs a
Now y'all see where that ball should have went? Y'all see when it should have went? This shit done broke down. It done opened up. This guy's running his route, y'all. He's coming across the field. You're rolling out.
Back to the strong side after the ball is snapped is absolutely strapped, meaning that the only 2 realistic options for Gabriel to throw to are the 2 open wide receivers that we just went over, especially considering the strong side.
Could have hit him before he turned his head, before the cornerback even turned his head. Hit him. Throw it. What you doing?
Receiver runs a deep corner route as a decoy that takes the 2 safeties over top with him. The last thing you'll notice in this development is Dylan Gabriel's eyes. Gabriel is staring down Deontay Johnson on that crosser route as he makes his way out of the pocket, which, I mean, yeah, that's the right read, especially with Eagles rookie safety Andrew Makuba giving his back to Deontay, preventing the deep route from hurting them. This should be an easy throw that will get you a first down and potentially even more. But look at what Dylan Gabriel does instead. Gabriel continues to let the play develop instead of taking the easy throw, and this creates a giant mess. This play works because the 3 receivers who are running to the strong side of the field are all at different levels, creating space in between defenders to throw the ball, especially when there's not even a defender in sight like there was. But when the ball gets held as long as it does, it creates a complete cluster near the sideline that takes all the space away from all the receivers involved. So Gabriel holds the ball way too long, giving Makuba time to pick up Deontay Johnson.
This motherfucker done came all the way. Look, y'all see him right there. Y'all see what line he on. He on like the 40, 46, 47. He done came all the way up to the 47 from all the way back here at 37. Yeah, he had a 37. He done came all the way up here from being all the way back here. The motherfucker ran all them yards. All them yards. That motherfucker was at the fucking 41, almost a 42-yard line. And before he get ready to pass the ball, he done climbed all the way up to the 37-yard line. And the coach said it's the receiver's fault. That ball should have been out of your hand when you did your 5-step drop, your 3-step drop. I forget what he did because he did a rollout. So I don't know how many steps you want to count on that. But that ball should have been out. He caused this.
By trailing the fading tight end before rushing Gabriel once the play breaks down. On top of that, the other tight end.
Now think about this. If you're going to throw that ball, throw it to the sideline, y'all. He didn't throw it to the sideline. He tried to throw it in between them 2, like one of them going to catch it.
The one who was completely locked up from the get-go decided that it would be a good idea to create some space from his man by creating contact and cutting up the field directly into the 2 routes behind him. Still, despite the 3 strong routes colliding with one another, and despite Makuba making his way over to Deontay Johnson at damn near the hash marks, Gabriel kept his eyes on Johnson and Johnson only, attempting to feed him the ball with him being legitimately a foot away from another receiver, resulting in the route being jumped and crucial point.
Boy, jumped that thing between 2 receivers. Right down the middle. Come here, baby. Got you.
points going the other way. I mean, Makuba could not have had it easier here. Gabriel literally never looked away from Deontay and still decided to throw him the ball after that disaster of a play. And the worst part is, the fading tight end did a fantastic job of creating some space after Gabriel screwed up the play by sitting.
And honestly, he should have just ran. If he held it that long, he should have just ran to the sideline. He should have just ran to the sideline. Try to get as much yards as he can get, run towards the sideline, get down if you can't get all the way there. That's what he should have did. He tried to force feed that bitch in there because he don't know how to look off of somebody, even though the person you were looking at was the right guy, but you waited too long to throw it. And he pumped the ball. He pumped the ball. He was about to throw it to him earlier. He pumped it and kept holding on to it. But they talking about people patting the ball and shit.
In a zone, and he was directly in front of Gabriel. It's genuinely mind-blowing how badly Dylan Gabriel messed up such an easy play on multiple levels and gave the Philadelphia Eagles a touchdown in the process. Now, if this play looks familiar to you and you don't know why, you're not going crazy. This is almost the exact same play call that Shedeur Sanders threw his first touchdown on in Cleveland's first preseason game. It's
now let's see this, y'all. Let's see this. We're going to run pretty much a similar play, the exact same play, the same guy. Same guy. My bad. I don't know why I'm pointing at my screen. The same guy is going to come across this field. It's the guy you want to hit. Same play pretty much. You're going to have one guy take everybody straight up. You're going to have him come across, and you're going to have another tight end over here dragging a little bit. Same play pretty much. Same routes. One person just threw a pick six. What the other person do? Because he operating in less space. Dylan Gabriel had the whole goddamn field. This motherfucker in the red zone. He in the red zone. So let's see what happens.
Literally the exact same formation, but the difference in Shedeur's play is that it happened on the Carolina 8-yard line, giving his offense even less space to work with than Dylan Gabriel's. Once the ball is snapped, you see the play action fake, the tight end on the right motion over, and Deontay Johnson on a crosser, just like we saw in the last play. The difference here, though, is Shedeur Sanders, instead of staring down one receiver the entire play and waiting so long to throw the ball that the entire play gets blown up, Shedeur finds an open spot in the backfield, sets his feet, then goes through his reads before getting the ball out quickly and finding Caden Davis in the back of the end zone, which was only possible because Shedeur was smart enough to get the ball out before all of his options made their way to the sideline and ran into each other.
One guy ran a big old fucking U. One guy did his rollout and paused it at a J and looked downfield for what the fuck was there. And you telling me the guy that's sitting around there running and then throwing interceptions had a better game than a guy that didn't even throw a pick, ran the same fucking play. One resulted in a touchdown, one resulted in a touchdown the other way. Come on, y'all.
Not only did Shedeur Sanders completely outplay Dylan Gabriel in the same situation, but Shedeur's biggest highlight was the exact same play as Dylan Gabriel's biggest lowlight. It's clear that Shedeur is the better option for Cleveland between the two, and the whole world sees it, including Dylan Gabriel, I think, because during his start, after he was taken out for Tyler Huntley, Dylan Gabriel had this to say about his game.
There's entertainers and there's competitors, and my job is to compete, and that's what I'm focused on doing.
I mean, tell me that doesn't sound exactly like a shot at Shedeur. There's entertainers and there's competitors. To me, that sounds like he's saying that he's a competitor, while Shedeur is nothing but an entertainer. I mean, this isn't the first time we heard someone talking about Shedeur being more about social media than his actual grind. We all remember how Cam Ward was talking trash to him when they were working out together before the NFL draft.
I don't know why you pressing with a hat on. You don't play with no hat on. You wearing number 2, that's just getting your mind that you always want to be number 2, never number 1.
And to me, in this case, it sounds like Dylan Gabriel is scared of Shedeur taking his job and his roster spot. And this is despite some crazy reports we're hearing from ESPN that the Cleveland Browns might hold on to 4 quarterbacks this season.
I expect the Cleveland Browns to carry 4 quarterbacks on their final 53-man roster.
And look, I'm not the only one who interpreted that quote like that either. The entire football world heard that quote and thought the exact same thing as I did. And it became so big in the NFL community that Dylan Gabriel had to clarify what he meant in a post-game presser.
All you in this room are entertainers, and you have a job to do.
Gabriel also went on to say this.
First off, I'm all about our team, you know what I mean, and each other. I would never make that, and I've said it before, that's why it's interesting. But for me, I've explained it. Entertainers are you all, competitor, that's what I am, and all my teammates, and we both have jobs to do.
I don't know about you guys, but personally, I'm not really buying this. Gabriel is in a...
Hey, man, let me go ahead and play it for him one more time. time. Just one time, y'all. One time.
The lie
tonight.
detector test determined that was a lie.
Just had to do it at least one time.
Direct quarterback competition with someone who the media and the coaches have classified as just an entertainer. So there's no way he didn't know what he was doing. Shedeur was a much more highly touted prospect than he was. He outplayed Dylan Gabriel at camp, and now he's outplaying him on the big stage. Gabriel is worried about his future, and he let a shot slide, whether he realized he was doing it or not. He had plenty of time in front of a microphone on national television, and if you're in that situation, you think you...
The motherfucker was in college for fucking 6 years. It ain't the first time he done spoke to the media, y'all. It wasn't no slip. He said what he said.
No better than to say something that can even be slightly considered a shot at Shedeur if he knows he doesn't mean it. The comment only gave the Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur Sanders club more fuel. Just look at Ian Hartz on X as an example. The guy has almost 200,000 followers, and he's tweeting stuff like this. Take away the pick six, lost fumble, and the 2 sacks taken, and it's hard not to be impressed by Dylan Gabriel today. So what you're saying is, if you take away everything bad, then Dylan Gabriel was impressive? I mean,
Jesus Christ.
The excuses they making for this young man is amazing.
Come on, man. And guess what? The last 3 tweets this guy put out about Shedeur were jokes from when he fell in the draft in April.
Look at this shit. It lets you know a double standard. It lets you, man, look, read that tweet.
Just look at Ian Hartz on X as an example. The guy has almost 200,000 followers, and he's tweeting stuff like this. Take away the pick six, lost fumble, and the 2 sacks taken, and it's hard not to be impressed by Dylan Gabriel today.
So take away everything bad about what he did. The dude said this on Twitter. And you would think, oh man, it's a one-off. He probably joking on Gabriel, whatever the fuck. No, you've let it fast forward and you go look at his previous tweets and what he said about Shedeur.
Saying is, if you take away everything bad, then Dylan Gabriel was impressive. I mean, come on, man. And guess what? The last 3 tweets this guy put out about Shedeur were jokes.
The last 3 tweets, motherfucker said, ask if they've seen the Shedeur music video, and when they say no, just laugh. Process was right for everyone who had Shedeur Sanders mocked to the Browns all offseason. 144 picks off, yes, but the process. So he's joking about him going late. And then last hilarious domino to fall for Shedeur Sanders is having to watch his brother Shiloh get drafted before him, which that didn't happen. His brother didn't even get drafted. But you can see the dude hating on Shedeur. And then just made, I've never seen in my time of watching professional sports, y'all, people make excuses for a quarterback that threw an interception pick six and lost a fumble. I've never seen it. I couldn't even defend Pat Mahomes last season in the Super Bowl when he threw the pick six to Obuddy. All I can say is, I guess he didn't see him. I guess he didn't see him. That's all I can say, because it was inexcusable. I'm like, I guess he didn't see him. That's all I can say. This motherfucker made an excuse for this dude who had 2 turnovers in an NFL game and didn't even play the full fucking game. Came out at halftime. 2 quarters, 2 turnovers. What the fuck? But y'all criticizing you sitting over here trying to clown Shedeur, though. Y'all can't tell me that some people feeling some type of way. And some people will say, man, and maybe it's just one guy. It's not one guy, y'all. We've all seen it. We all see it, man. Open your eyes and start calling that shit out, man. Because that's why shit getting so bad around here. People getting tired of that bullshit.
From when he fell in the draft in April. Certain people in the media and in the community in general have decided that they hate Shedeur Sanders just because of his father and his attitude in college, which could be considered fair because I myself was a critic of Shedeur Sanders and his father for tanking his draft stock all the way to the 5th round. But that isn't to say that this kid doesn't have talent,
and he didn't tank his That narrative needs to die right there too, and that's one of the ones he ran with too. And I'm like, bro, how the hell y'all gonna get mad at a father being proud of his son and saying that he think his son gonna go at this spot, and he don't want his son to go to the other team? So ain't nobody gonna pick him because he said he didn't want to come to somebody else's team. Like I don't know what Deion Sanders did to these folks, but damn, like what? What did Deion Sanders do to y'all for y'all to treat his son like this? That's the banger part right there. What did Dion do for you to treat? You can't get Dion, so you don't come for his son. That's a punk bitch move right there. I really don't respect no man that like I can't get to his father, so I'm gonna get his child. That's some hoe ass shit. That's some hoe ass shit. Just my opinion. Just my opinion, y'all. But yeah, man, I'm like, what did Dion do to y'all? Be great and unapologetic about it? Be great and unapologetic about it? You don't like that shit? It sounds like there's a bunch of jealousy going on right now.
My job to bring all of this information to your attention. So now the Browns officially released their depth chart, and it's absolutely wild. Joe Flacco's QB1, Kenny Pickett is listed as QB2 despite being injured for over 3 weeks. Dylan Gabriel sits at QB3 after that disastrous Eagles performance. And Shedeur Sanders, the guy who literally broke preseason viewership records with his 2-touchdown debut, is sitting at QB4. Fourth.
It's a meritocracy, y'all. We want to live in a meritocracy. Meritocracy, you know, you do good, you work hard, you get the opportunity. Nah. That ain't never been how this shit worked in this country, y'all. This dude went out there and outperformed that kid hands down, not even a conversation. Kenny Pickett ain't threw over 50 passes in goddamn fucking in training camp and fucking spring training. And he's number 2. Dylan Gabriel's number what? That boy, if it was off of meritocracy, he should be number 2. And honestly, I would say he should be number 1, but Joe Flacco ain't playing in the offseason. They're going to give him all the credit because he's been in the league so long. He 40 years old. He don't won a Super Bowl. They're going to let him start. I got you. But Shedeur should be number 2. There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it unless you trying to piss in my face and tell me it's raining.
String. The fan reaction has been absolutely nuclear. Social media exploded with people demanding that the Browns trade Shedeur Sanders to a real team and calling this decision weak. Even ESPN's First Take brought on Drewski specifically to roast Cleveland's decision making, and boy, did that backfire in a hurry.
And y'all can say all that stuff y'all saying about him, but what God got for the boy, can't stop it. That way he put that wrist up.
That's
you
right.
see him put that wrist up. After that, when he tapped that wrist, like, make sure that watch still there.
This depth chart might not even matter in about 6 weeks, and I'll tell you exactly why. Let's start with the elephant in the room, Kenny Pickett. The guy has been out since July 26th with what they called a mild hamstring injury. But here,
ain't played a motherfucking down for real. Less than 50. Y'all, I'm being dead serious. Less than 50 passes throughout spring training camp, and obviously he didn't show up the rookie mini training camp. The dude ain't threw less than 50 passes, and they got him listed number 2 on the depth chart for week 1. Well, actually, it's for week 1. I think that's just for the last preseason game, but he shouldn't be there.
Here we are 3 weeks later, and he still can't participate in 11-on-11 drills. Browns legend Joe Thomas, who's been watching practice as a broadcaster, basically said that Kenny Pickett won't be ready for a couple more weeks. That puts his return right around week 3 of the regular season, which is perfect timing if you think about it. See, Pickett admitted that this is his first soft tissue injury, and he's being extra cautious because he knows what's at stake. He's playing on the final year of his rookie deal, $2.62 million fully guaranteed, and Cleveland already declined his 5th-year option. This is literally his last shot to prove he's not just another Pittsburgh draft bust. The timing of his return coincides perfectly with what I think will be a reality check for this Browns team. Look at their schedule. Week 1's at Cincinnati. Week 2's at Baltimore. Week 3, they're hosting Green Bay. That's 3 potential playoff teams right off the bat. If Joe Flacco struggles in those games, let's be...
Y'all, they taking 3 motherfucking L's to start their season.
Damn.
The only way they don't take 3 L's and they go 1-2 is if Joe Burrow and Cincinnati pull that same dumb shit they did last year. We're starting off the season slow and losing the game to a team they ain't supposed to lose to, because they should beat Joe Flacco in the Browns. They should have 3 L's. They should have 3 L's by week 4.
Be honest, he threw 15 interceptions in his last 11 starts. Kenny Pickett suddenly becomes the healthy veteran option right when he's ready to return. It's almost too convenient. The Browns don't just have a tough start, they have a brutal one. After those first 3 games, they face Detroit in week 4, then fly to London to play Minnesota in week 5, which is 5 playoffs.
I ain't gonna bullshit, man. They might have 5 L's, bro. They might have 5 L's to start the season. Now they should be. I don't know. They could possibly win that Vikings game, but they might possibly, depending on how JJ McCarthy looking by that time, because he hadn't had his time to sit in there a little bit. He might be getting into his groove or whatever the hell. He look if he be good. I don't know, man. I didn't believe in the kid, but he might surprise me. Maybe 4-1. I mean 1-4, maybe. But I'm ready to see where he going with this because I don't know where he going with this. Like, what is going to set us up for?
Teams in the first 6 games. That's not a schedule designed for a 40-year-old quarterback who's already shown that he can't handle pressure. And here's the thing about Flacco that nobody wants to say out loud. He's basically playing his farewell tour. Multiple reports suggest that he plans to retire after this season, which means Cleveland is starting a lame duck quarterback while their actual future sits on the bench. That makes zero sense unless you understand what's really happening here. The Browns are terrified of losing games early and having the fan base completely revolt. They'd rather go 6-11 with Flacco than 4-13 with a rookie because they think that somehow saves Kevin Stefanski's job. If they start 1-5 or 2-6, which seems likely given that schedule, the pressure to make a change becomes overwhelming. Now let's talk about the real story here. What happens with Shedeur Sanders? Despite being relegated to 4th string, Sanders has been nothing but professional, saying he's comfortable with being uncomfortable. But make no mistake, this situation is unsustainable. Sanders' preseason debut nearly broke NFL Network viewership records, and that wasn't just because of his name recognition. The kid completed 14 of 23 passes for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns versus Carolina starters, showing poise and accuracy that Dylan Gabriel couldn't match against Philadelphia's backups.
And let's be real about this, y'all, because we need to put things in context. Because yeah, he had a decent starting game. This ain't no Hall of Fame game that he played, y'all. 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, no fuck ups, no turnovers, no interceptions, whatever. You only threw for less than 150. Like if I saw them stats, I'd be like, that was a game managing type quarterback. If it was somebody that was in the league, I'd be like, yeah, Mahomes had a down game right there. But he was solid and he did what he needed to do to get the team to win. And sometimes you need that. But they didn't even give this dude time with the ones at all. He didn't get to practice with the ones. He barely got to practice with some of the 2s and the 3s. He was been relegated to the 4s, and they just threw him in there. Dude, he was throwing passes with the equipment manager in camp because they wouldn't let him get in the 1 reps, the 2 reps. He was over there throwing with the equipment manager. They got video of him, the ball boy, throwing him the ball back while they running fucking 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s. And then he went in there and did that. No preparation for the situation. And still came out and did what he needed to do. Bro, they set the kid up for failure. It's completely different. Dylan was getting first team reps. He was getting first and second team reps. He was prepared. He was really prepared for the situation. And he went in there and fucked it up. The kid that didn't get prepared for it went in there and showed out. And this is what we're dealing with right now. This is what we got going on. Like, bro, when I tell y'all the fix is in, the fix is in.
LeBron James and Jamie Foxx were posting about Sanders on social media after that performance.
I hear what all y'all saying. My name is Willie B, man. Hey, you the real deal. Now,
Willie.
how y'all feel now? How y'all feel now?
Y'all don't know about that Any Given Sunday. Look, watching that movie, watching Jamie Foxx play Willie Beeman, that made me want to play quarterback. Like, that was a movie that made me like, yeah, I'm sliding over the quarterback. I was playing receiver before. I was like, yeah, I'm going to quarterback, bro. I slay that thing. Willie Beeman. Every time I give a shout out, y'all. Look. Every time I give a shout out, I say some real ass shit. They want to come and get me, y'all. They want to come and get your boy. I don't know what they doing, man. Come on, man. Catch the fuck back up, man. Over here lagging and shit. That shit crazy, but like, for y'all that know about Any Given Sunday, you know. That's Willie Beeman telling that boy going out there and show out. Came watch the game. Well, he ain't going to watch the game, but he watched the game at the house. He gave him a shout out. You got to respect that. You gotta respect that.
We love you.
The more games Flacco loses, the louder that drumbeat becomes. Sanders' Rookie of the Year odds have already tanked to plus 2,500 because he's not expected to play, but that could change quickly. If Cleveland is sitting at 2-6 after that London game against Minnesota, the pressure to see what they have in their 5th round steal becomes enormous. As for Dylan Gabriel, honestly, his window might already be closed. That pick 6 against Philadelphia.
And I gotta say this. Before he go any further into this shit, y'all. If they would just realize, I understand that y'all did what y'all did draft day. All of y'all NFL coaches allegedly colluded together to ruin this kid's draft stock. Cleveland, you got him now. You're supposed to be worrying about winning in your future. If you can't win right now, you got to do what Jerry Jones do. Put motherfuckers in these stands. Sell jerseys. Sell tickets. Sell some popcorn and hot dogs, motherfucker. You better make some money if you ain't going to win. And you got a perfect product right there for you. You got to get out of your feelings. Get out of your feelings. And take advantage of that. You draft him in the 5th round. He has one of the worst contracts out of all the NFL players that they can get outside of him. He getting fucking profit off his jersey sales. Because you know he done made $14 million. That's probably what they don't like. He done made $14 million already off of just the jersey sales on his shit. Because he got that written into his contract. But outside of that, it's like, bro, yeah, that can help you for the future. Because that doesn't affect your payroll when it comes to the team. You got a rookie contract. And he's on a 5th round contract. You can build your team up and go get whatever you need. But you're going to hinder yourself by trying to derail this young man. And you're going to fuck your team in the process. But they got a good record of fucking their team. Baker Mayfield, anybody? Yeah, they should have kept him. Look at Baker now. Look at Baker now, y'all. That's crazy, man. Let's go and get back to it. My bad, y'all. Sidebar.
Was such a bad decision that even Shannon Sharp, who's recently become notorious for his brilliant decisions, decided to call him out. And the entertainers versus competitors comment just made everything worse. Gabriel tried to walk it back, claiming he meant the media were entertainers, but nobody's really buying it. Here's the brutal truth about Gabriel's situation. He has the worst completion percentage of any Browns quarterback in training camp at 54.9%. And he's already dealing with his own hamstring issues on top of everything else. At 5'11" and 205 pounds, he's also the smallest quarterback in the room, which doesn't help when you're already struggling with decision making. The most likely scenario for Gabriel is he becomes a mid-season trade candidate if the Browns are out of playoff contention. Teams like Carolina or New England might give up a late round pick to see if they can fix his issues, and Cleveland would probably take whatever they can get to free up a roster spot for someone who might actually contribute. Now let's zoom out and look at Cleveland's bigger picture, because this is where things get really confusing. The Browns have 2 first-round picks in 2026 thanks to the Travis Hunter trade that they made with Jacksonville, and they could realistically be picking in the top 5. ESPN's early 2026 mock drafts have them targeting quarterbacks like Cade Klubnik from Clemson or Lenoris Sellers from South Carolina. But here's what doesn't make sense. If you're planning to draft a quarterback next year anyway, why not see what you have in Shedeur Sanders right now? The kid fell to the 5th round specifically because teams thought that he might just be an entertainer, but his preseason performance suggested otherwise. Sanders set an NCAA record with a 49-game touchdown streak at Colorado, and he won the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award. Those aren't just entertainer numbers. The real issue is Cleveland's cap situation. They're projecting.
Nah, but think about all that shit he just said, man. He did what?
See what you have in Shedeur Sanders right now. The kid fell to the 5th round specifically because teams thought that he might just be an entertainer, but his preseason performance suggested otherwise. Sanders set an NCAA record with a 49-game touchdown streak at Colorado, and he won the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award.
These are passing quarterback awards. These are records. Well, one's a record and one's an award for actually sitting back in the pocket and delivering the ball. Not to mention he was the most accurate quarterback in college football last year. On a team where he took all them sacks, he was still the most accurate. Getting hit in the face almost every play, still the most accurate. You got him on your team. Are you going to let your pride and your jealousy and your ego get in your way of being successful at what you're doing, or you just, I got enough money, I'm willing to fucking say fuck this shit. Because I think that's what they doing, bro. I think that's what they doing. They did it in the draft. All them teams that needed a quarterback, and it's supposed to be about winning. We trying to win. You would have drafted him in the first round because he was projected to go in the first round, if not the top 3 within the first 15. That's what he was projected at because of what he did in college. And all y'all billionaires about to just say, fuck it, I'll waste this money. This chump chasing me. And look, dude, when they do it, because that's what they really trying to do, when they do it, everybody needs to come to the conclusion and to understand it, because you can't just keep saying the kid ain't good. Everything about his game that he's shown, that we've seen on film, we can see on the stat sheet, shows that he's an elite quarterback. It shows that. So you can keep saying that he's not good, but you're gonna have to come to the conclusion that we got a lot of petty, jealous, evil ass people with money in high positions doing everything in their power to ruin somebody. And you have to ask yourself why. You have to. You have to. We can't just keep sitting over here turning a blind eye. Because remember, y'all, after the draft, it was like, man, look, the draft is over with. He's a 5th round pick. He's on the team. He just needs to go prove himself. He went and proved himself. Nobody say, well, it's like, look, just wait for it because it's coming. You already trying to tell us that a player that didn't play good played better than him. You want us to believe our lying eyes or something? No, he really played better. He had 2 turnovers. He had 2 touchdowns, but not the one with 2 turnovers played better. Like, you really want us to believe that shit? Like, come on now. And see, my boy Jive in the building said he did good though. Like, he went out there and did his job, man. He did. Look, he showed that. Look, for this team that's in the situation that they in, look, they fucking themselves over. But look, we can't deny it once we see it. When we see them fuck themselves over, you got to really ask yourself why. And once we come to the conclusion of what why is, we need to start calling people out for some of the whole ass shit. This is some of the shit that people be telling you all black folks be dealing with. This is some of the shit we be telling y'all. You got to be 10 times better. Well, you got to be 2 times better to just get half the opportunity. This boy been better than that kid, and he ain't even getting half the opportunity. Like, think about it. He didn't get half the opportunity.
Aren't just entertainer numbers. The real issue is Cleveland's cap situation. They are projected to be $36.4 million over the 2026 cap, and that's before making any moves, almost entirely because of Deshaun Watson's contract disaster. Watson is owed $92.
So that lets you know you want to have a rookie on a low-ass contract. You don't want to be paying other people. He a 5th round pick. You ain't paying him shit. You want to have that because you got to pay all this goddamn money out.
$2 million guaranteed through 2026, and he's currently on injured reserve with his 2nd Achilles surgery. That contract is without a doubt the worst trade since the new millennium, and it's completely handcuffing their ability to build around young talent. But let's be real about what's happening here. This is the 40th starting quarterback for the Browns since they returned in 1999. 40. At some point, you have to wonder if the problem isn't the quarterbacks, but the organization's approach to developing them. Look at successful rebuilds around the league. The Cardinals moved on from Josh Rosen after 1 season to draft Kyler Murray. The Commanders endured years of mediocrity before committing to Jaden Daniels. Even Cincinnati went from laughingstock to contender by fully investing in Joe Burrow. The difference? Those teams have the courage to commit to young quarterbacks rather than cycling through veterans. Cleveland's approach feels like they're trying to thread a needle that doesn't exist. They want to compete now with Myles Garrett, but they also know that they need a long-term solution at quarterback, so they end up with this weird hybrid approach where they start a 40-year-old while stashing potentially talented rookies on the bench. My prediction for how all this plays out, and I'm putting this on record so we can come back to it, is that Flacco starts the season and struggles against that brutal early schedule. By the time they're sitting at 1-5 or 2-6 after 6 weeks, the fan base is in full revolt and Kevin Stefanski is feeling the heat. That's when Kenny Pickett gets his shot, probably around week 7. Pickett will be fully healthy by then, and the narrative becomes, let's see if the change of scenery can help the former first-round pick. He'll get 3 to 4 games to prove himself, but here's the thing, Pickett's career numbers are genuinely terrible. 15 touchdowns against 14 interceptions in 30 games doesn't inspire confidence. When Pickett inevitably struggles too, that's when the Shedeur Sanders revolution begins. It probably happens right after the bye week in week 10, when Cleveland is mathematically eliminated from playoff playoff contention, and the focus shifts to 2026. Sanders gets the final 7 or 8 games to show what he can do, and that determines whether Cleveland uses one of those first-round picks on a quarterback or focuses on other positions. Here's another factor that nobody's talking about. Joe Flacco's contract has performance incentives that could balloon his cap hit. If he plays significant snaps, his deal could reach $13 million, which is insane for a 40-year-old placeholder. Meanwhile, Sanders is making just $951,000 on his rookie deal, and Gabriel at $1.13 million. The math is pretty simple. If you're not competing for a playoff spot anyway, why pay Flacco $13 million to go 6-11 when you could pay Sanders less than $1 million to go 4-13 and actually learn something about your future? Ultimately, this entire season.
Look. That sounds like something very logical to do, right? It sounds like something that good businessmen would do, because this is a business. I don't believe what he's predicting is going to happen. I don't. I got a feeling they're going to release Shedeur Sanders. I got a feeling they're going to release him. Say we gave him a chance, but he wasn't good enough. I got a feeling they might do that. But that's going to be their doom. That's going to be their doom.
Season feels like an audition for 2026. Cleveland has 9 total picks in next year's draft, including 2 first-rounders from Jacksonville. If Sanders shows flashes in limited action this year, they might use those picks on other positions and build around him. If he struggles or never gets a real chance, they'll
get me with this glitching ass shit, man. I don't know why they keep glitching me like that. I don't even know who that Klubnik kid is. I guess I'm gonna find out this college season. They keep talking about him. He done said his name like twice, and I ain't seen the other guy, the black dude he was talking about. I ain't heard about none of these kids. I'm ready to see. I thought it was all Archie Manning, but Archie Manning said he's staying in school. That shit funny. That hurt they feeling so bad. They next Trevor Lawrence. Either way though, I'm sorry. Let's see if this should have played without glitching again.
If he struggles or never gets a real chance, they'll probably draft a quarterback in the first round. The 2026 quarterback class is loaded with talent, including guys like Cade Klubnik, Lenoris Sellers, and potentially Arch Manning if he declares early, but it doesn't look like that's likely. Cleveland could realistically have the number 1 overall pick if this season goes as poorly as expected, or if Jacksonville underachieves. But here's the catch. Drafting another quarterback means admitting that they wasted picks on Gabriel and Sanders, which doesn't look great for a front office already under pressure. Andrew Berry's job security is directly tied to finding a franchise QB, and he's running out of chances to get it right. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about the Cleveland Browns' decision to name Joe Flacco as the starting QB? Do you believe my theory is true about just riding out the beginning of the rough season with Flacco before pivoting to Shedeur Sanders? Or do you think there's something else happening? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that,
man, look, I'll tell you right now, man, it ain't that hard to call it. I'm just being honest with y'all. It ain't that hard to goddamn call it. It is not that hard, man. I need that clam in the back, man, because this is a somber moment. It ain't that hard to call it, y'all. You got some folks, some grown-ass men that have billions of dollars at their disposal, and they don't care about wasting millions of dollars to fuck with somebody. That's all it is. It don't get no simpler than that, man. You're not gonna tell me that bitch is barking like a dog, is scratching his ass like a dog, is licking itself like a dog, is eating dog food, and you tell me it's not a dog. It's a dog, bruh. I see what you're doing, man. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And it shows you how much that hate, that jealousy, that envy of people, they'll sacrifice their entire fan base to prove a point. Because that's what it is. I don't care what nobody talking about. They'll sacrifice money that will go into their pockets, y'all, to try to prove a point. Uh-oh, we got Uncanny in the building. Let's see what Uncanny got. But y'all, they'll sacrifice it all. They'll sacrifice it all just to prove a point. But Uncanny, give me your thoughts, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can actually hear you. Yeah, you sound good.
Okay. I just want to say, I am one with the universe. Last week, I said that this kind of reminds me of Any Given Sunday. And now everyone is saying what I said last week. I just feel one with the universe. Uncanny Beeman. Shedeur Sanders is Willie Beeman 2.0. Jamie Foxx character is happening in real life. We are about to see one of the greatest quarterbacks of our generation. Well, of generation, whatever generation they're in now. Alpha, who gives a fuck? But this is great. I feel like they should come up with a nickname for him. You know, Shedeur Willie Beeman Sanders.
That boy gave up on that Shedeur Willie Beeman Sanders.
Yes,
Gave up on that shit.
he needs a nickname. TB12, Primetime, Ray. Well, I don't know Ray Lewis' nickname. I forget. But like all the greats have nicknames. This guy needs a nickname.
His shit legendary. Well, that's at least his brand name. Legendary. I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't have went with legendary. I wouldn't have went with that one.
But he's a legend.
But if he can become legendary, it'll be all fit for it. It'll be all fit for it. But look, man, I ain't gonna bullshit. If for the people that didn't watch the movie Any Given Sunday, if they give him the opportunity, Uncanny, I believe he could have a Willie Beeman type situation.
Hell yeah, he's about to take over the Browns. Come on, it's the Browns. First of all,
I don't believe they're gonna give him the opportunity.
Then there's some haters.
No, he went out there and played his first game. He didn't get hit. You see, well, he got sacked twice, but he came back and threw touchdowns after that. He went out there and ran the ball after that. They talking about he injured for game 2. I think they just held his ass out.
But here's the thing.
I think they just made that up.
Here's the thing. Mike Vick was great. I love watching him run around and throw passes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like with this
Lamar.
No, what's his boy's name? The dude who Gabriel Dyson?
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, no, okay, Dylan. I don't know. He's irrelevant at this moment. I heard him talk his shit, and he doesn't know he's about to be bounced. Yeah, you know, the only reason why there's 4 quarterbacks is because they don't want to give Shedeur Sanders his chance to get Dylan Gabriel the fuck out. That boy
is it's technically 6 quarterbacks.
Even though the other 2.
Deshaun Watson, he coming back later in the season because he tore I think it's his Achilles or something. He's still on the roster. That's where that big money hit gonna come from. And they just signed Tyler Huntley. So technically, right now they got 5 QBs that are active. 1 that's hurt.
Yeah,
but they keep saying 4, so I guess they just shitting on Huntley too.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest. After his massage parlor addiction, I think he's gone. So let's move on.
They gave him the money. Think about it. They gave him the money after all of that.
Yeah, but the Cleveland Browns are idiots. We all knew this. Like the organization are a bunch of dumbasses. They're not starting. They're not starting the one quarterback who can make them more money. Like you said earlier, like right when I caught it, he can make him more money. Like nobody's coming to see. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Joe Flacco's a good quarterback, but they really want to see Shedeur become the man.
40, we don't even know if that motherfucker gonna be straight at 40, man. He might be as bad as Russell Wilson with the Broncos. Like we don't even know.
Yeah,
Joe
man.
Retired, man. So like I'm like, look, I agree with you. They are dumb with the situation where they're handling it because this is not. They talk about immaturity in these players, and I'm like, man, you need to look up there in that front office and in that ownership office, the owner's box. Look at this whole entire league. Now I'm about to show something about the league on this shit because I'm like, these folks, they think this shit sweet, bro. These ain't no fucking responsible, honorable men that's sitting in there with all this money. It's not. These folks, dude, we saw what they did to Colin Kaepernick. They told us that he couldn't play. You remember that?
Yeah.
Colin can't play no more. Colin almost won a motherfucking Super Bowl, bitch. He can't play now, though. He can't play now because he took a knee. That's crazy, bro. Like these motherfuckers be on some shit, bro. Like this is that NFL. No matter what people want to say.
Even with Mike Vick and his situation, he came back and he could still slang the ball. That's what I'm saying. Like,
they don't care about no goddamn dogs, man. That's why they let him come back. Because and then technically, because I heard somebody say something about Michael Vick the other day. Michael Vick was not the one fighting the dogs.
No,
like
he
wasn't. They were just fighting them dogs at his house while he was gone. He wasn't fighting the dogs, y'all. But he still did the time for that shit, though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, backstage politics should not be.
It shouldn't be at the forefront. Politics and sports should be separate, like they told us.
Yeah, they always talk that shit until it affects them. Like if it hits them, then it's oh no, we can't do that. We have to respect the sport and the integrity of the shit. Fuck out of here. That's lies. First of all, Willie Beeman 2.0 needs to start. That's automatic. You saw what he did. This is preseason. It don't matter. This man with more reps, more time, we might be seeing a future Michael Vick. We might be seeing the future Lamar Jackson.
That boy said he's saying quarterbacks that got a extraordinary running ability. Hey, look, Shedeur was scooting a little bit in that game, but I don't see him running like them. That boy, look, he's everything that they claim they want in a quarterback. And that's the biggest disturbing part about it. Because when you look at his game, who do they call to go? Who do you call to go?
Everybody.
Who's your quarterback? Just say his name real quick.
TB12.
TB12. Tom motherfucking Brady. Tom Brady, like you even said it, he mentored him. He taught him how to play the position. The way the kid plays the position, he ain't out there trying to run around all day. He in there trying to be accurate, sling the ball downfield, do what it takes to make his team win. He's shown that over and over and over. His game is modeled after Tom Brady. They claim that's what they want, but then they got it right here in their face, and it's like, nah. It's like, no.
Well, when I was saying Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick, I was saying like the next big thing, like the quarterback that everybody loves. You know what I mean? Michael Vick, Tom Brady came in. Who can? I mean, like, we'll go Russell Wilson. We'll go with like Joe Flacco. No, not Joe Flacco. Joe Burrow. We'll go with another running quarterback.
Say my boy Pat Mahomes.
Not Pat Mahomes. I was gonna say Josh Allen, but I mean Pat Mahomes on top of that list. You know what I mean? He's won 3 Super Bowls, so let's give credit where credit's due.
Popularity wise, they could ride this. The NFL could ride this. He got their number 1 jersey selling jersey right now, and it's like the team. This shows you where it's some bullshit. He has the number 1 selling jersey in the NFL, and the Cleveland Browns have him as number 4 on the depth chart at the quarterback position. But they have his face on the season tickets that they selling. He's one of the first faces you see when you go to their website, and they have no intention of playing this kid. No, they didn't want to play him for the first game. Everybody's like, they're giving him a chance now. They didn't want to play him. The only reason they played him because everybody was hurt, and they weren't going to play Joe Flacco.
This publicity stunt is really costing me my what is it called? Like when you get irritated, like it's really costing
sanity.
me. Yeah, man. Because like, damn, just let the boy play. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to see is him play.
Look, it's 2025, and it can't be any more apparent that we're getting closer and closer to 1960. Don't get no more apparent. Wait till you see my Friday night show. Wait till you see my Friday night show.
Look, this is why I love the fact that Patrick Mahomes won in the last 5 years. Jalen Hurts won.
Everybody, outside of Pat, they didn't believe in Pat, but they didn't doubt Pat like they doubted Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts won a goddamn Super Bowl. They said he couldn't play quarterback. They literally said that.
Bro, the trifecta. The trifecta would be if Lamar Jackson wins the Super Bowl, man. I love it.
And look, and I said it earlier, and I'll say it again because we're gonna get into the NFL season coming up, y'all. Right now, my preseason pick to win the Super Bowl, and I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm pulling for my Chiefs to win that bitch. But if I had to put some money on it, I would put my money on Baltimore this season.
I'm putting my money on the Lions. Shout out to Rob.
I ain't finna say nothing mean. I don't want Rob crying in the room late at night because I said something mean about them Lions.
Forget you, man. The Lions are the most exciting team I've ever seen, bro. I love.
Exciting and being able to get over the hump are two different things.
Look. As long as those touchdowns keep coming through, I'm a Lions fan. I don't give a fuck. Hey, I'm a Joe.
What you supposed to be rooting for Chicago this year?
I'm a Bengals fan. No, I don't bet. Listen, I gamble. And
then gave up on his team, y'all.
Listen. I gamble, and the Lions and the Bengals are the most exciting teams to me because they can score. And
man, you like this shit because it win you money. That's all that
exactly.
is.
What else is the point of watching the NFL? Fuck all that.
For the love of the game, buddy.
Listen. Saquon Barkley was my favorite running back because for some reason he just knows how to get 100 yards per game. It was very fun watching him play. I loved him.
It wasn't fun watching them play. It was fun you cashing out and getting your money.
Yes, and that's all that matters to me. It's I'm gonna be honest. Watching the NFL, like that sports fandom that a lot of people have. I used to be like that when I used to root for my Patriots. I used to love the Patriots. Never betted on the game, but I used to love. But once TB12 left, and I had to watch all these newcoming quarterbacks, and I don't want to bandwagon on Mahomes or Josh Allen or all these people. I just started watching them.
Come to the light, man. Just come to the light. But either way, they'll keep going.
Started gambling, and shit.
Yeah, you picked up an addiction, Uncanny.
Yeah, I know. It's fun addiction, man. It's really great.
Hey,
it makes the games better.
Hey, look, don't feel no type of way though, because I already put $400 to the side, and I said I'm gonna spend this season. I'm gonna make a few bets because I'm playing fantasy football this year. I'm doing my first year of fantasy, so I'm like, man, let me go ahead and just get in there and try to see what we can do with this. I just put it to the side. I ain't touching that. That's just for that. Just for that. Once it run out, that's it.
See, you were probably like, oh man, the Cowboys suck. But every game I would try to bet on CeeDee Lamb. Every game.
I'm ready to see how it play out, man. I'm gonna be a lot more involved with keeping up with what everybody's doing because every week got to get the team ready to go, cycle up, making trades and all this shit. And on top of that, it's we got a big ass pot. It's $1,000 pot for this buy-in at my job. So I'm gonna try to win that. I'm gonna definitely try to win that. Win a $25 buy-in.
Man, me personally, I would pick every offensive fucking player I could find. Jamar Chase, anybody, bro. As long as they're not on the board. You always start with a running back though in fantasy football, right?
Well, I don't know. I ain't never played NFL fantasy. This will be my first year.
They're gonna take your money, bro.
Hey, look. We'll see how it work out because we'll see how it work out. That's the best way to put it. We'll see how it work out.
Man, gonna pick the Chiefs and shit. Oh, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and then every week he losing and shit. And like,
Lord. You think I do that? You think I do that? No. Look, see, the funny thing is I haven't played fantasy like basketball. Dude, I don't pick my favorite player unless I know my favorite player about to go off. Like when LeBron and Wade was on the same team, bro, I was like, nah, bro, let me go pick up somebody like KD or somebody. I need a guy on the team that I know I'm gonna get my numbers from. I ain't get my number. This ain't about my fandom and shit. This ain't about who I'm rooting for. This is about I'm trying to win this money.
Yeah, and now you see why when I gamble shout out if we ever get sponsored by FanDuel, that's why I go on FanDuel and I
you be the spokesperson. I'll let you do the commercial.
Of course. Hey.
Like Uncanny, man. Record a fucking 15-minute video. Calling out FanDuel.
The Lions. The Bengals.
No, don't say. Oh, Jesus. Ugh.
The Bengals. Yeah. If you want to win, just for some reason, put Jamar Chase anytime touchdown. Put Joe Burrow for maybe 2. Maybe if you really want to really want to do something, try to gamble when they face the Ravens this year. Oh, that's gonna be my little. I can't wait. They be going at it. Put Joe Burrow for like maybe 3 touchdowns, 300 yards, 350 yards, something like that. It's gonna be great. That's why I'm tired of baseball. First of all, I don't even know nothing about them home runs. I was trying to gamble on baseball. I was like, this shit dumb. Football's back, and then basketball's back. It's great. Anyways.
This is a good time of the year. I got you. But go ahead. Final point.
All right, Shedeur Sanders. Start the boy. I don't know if we need a petition. I don't know.
We know what it is. We can't do nothing. We can't do nothing. Just don't go to the games and don't watch their games.
Oh, that's gonna be kind of hard. I kind of want to. Well, I'm probably gonna try to buy a ticket.
If you don't see him in there, you can set an alert. You already know, man. If you got Cleveland Browns on your as soon as they put that motherfucker in the game, you're gonna get a notification on your phone. Don't watch their games unless you get that notification.
I might go to a game this year, and I really want to go to a game where he starts. I kind of want to see him play, live.
I think they look. I'll be honest with you. I love that you optimistic because I think they're gonna cut him. I think they're either gonna cut him or trade him.
Damn. Well,
they done show that they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about winning. And they don't give a fuck about meritocracy either. I see it. Ain't no point in me sitting here denying it. I've been having a lot of people get mad at me. I'm just like, look, dude, I see it. It's like, why you being so cynical?
Like, I believe you, man. No, because it feels like the truth, If I feel like they are gonna cut him and they're gonna probably trade him, or it's gonna go. Man,
I don't believe they're gonna put him in the right position to. I don't think they're gonna give him a chance. I just don't think they're gonna give him a chance, and it's not athleticism, it's not ability, it's something else, and we all see it, and I know what it is, even though a lot of people are sitting and try to deny it. But I just don't think they're gonna give him the opportunity. I don't believe they ever wanted to give him the opportunity, because I'm trying to tell you that first game that he played, dude, they didn't want to play him. No matter what people are saying, everybody was hurt. Joe Flacco ain't playing in the preseason because he's 40 years old. Like, bro, they had to put him up there. They were hoping that he failed. But he didn't. So it kind of put him in a fucked up position. Like, yep, now they still going to keep talking about this motherfucker. Yeah, we are. We're going to keep talking about it because we see what you're doing, man. But I don't believe they're going to give him an opportunity, man. I truly don't believe they're going to give him an opportunity. I think they're going to do everything in their power not to. But hopefully everybody on that team get hurt. I got to say that now. Hopefully all y'all motherfuckers get hurt and ain't got no choice but to play his ass, and then he go Willie Beeman on your ass.
Well, if Willie Beeman doesn't play, it was a great preseason game, and a what if of what might have been, for the next 10, to 15 years. Quarterbacks usually last longer these days. I gotta go, but shout out to Shedeur Sanders. I will be buying your jersey. I do want you to keep making that money, since they don't want to pay you what you deserve. I'm gonna get me and my daughter a Shedeur Sanders Browns jersey.
I thought you was about to say my dog JVJ. I thought you was about to say,
how the hell would I get you man, JVJ? You have more money than me, bro. You're out here
broke in the motherfucker. What you talking about? I'm broke.
I'm gonna get a Shedeur Sanders pink jersey, for the girls, the little.
Y'all see, I tried. I can't even get a jersey.
I am hopefully rooting that he starts one of the games I go to.
Hey, look, man, I'm pulling for him too, but it's just not looking up right now. But but anything is possible. Ain't that what KG said?
Yep. I gotta go.
All right, man. Do it up. Appreciate you coming through.
Bye.
All right, man. And shit, look, y'all, we gotta do the final video. Me and him had a little sidebar for a second, but we gotta do the final video. Cause like for real, people sitting around talking about I be talking shit about the NFL and all that stuff, and I'm just making shit up. Like, look, man, they getting exposed. And this dude right here, this racist piece of shit right here, is gonna be their biggest downfall. They got a lot of shit that's about to transpire in the next coming months, and they know it. And it's crazy that you got something coming downhill that's gonna burn you in your ass, and you still continue to do similar things that cause you to get burned in the ass. So without further ado, I want y'all to check out what's going on. And shout out to That's Good Sports. Yeah, they do. Ain't gonna lie, I like his commentary. Like, I like his personality when he do his show. But shout out to That's Good Sports. Let's see what they got.
They said that Gruden wants to burn the house down. John Gruden gets a big win in his fight against the NFL. The great state of Nevada has ruled in John Gruden's favor, and Chucky is ready to take Roger Goodell through his grinder. In our Gruden episode last month, I mentioned that we hadn't heard anything about this case for a while, and it seemed like it was going nowhere. I was wrong. Again. In a rare win for the individual versus the corporation, I'm back with another edition of La Nada Sports. And I do love a good local news report about it.
Today, a Nevada court cleared the way for a 2021 lawsuit filed by former Las Vegas Raiders coach John Gruden to proceed against the NFL and Commissioner Roger Goodell. Commissioner Roger Goodell.
Ah, yes, Roger Goodell. Yes, Mr. Goodell. I'll briefly recap why Gruden is suing or going to sue the NFL today for those of you who might not know or remember this lawsuit. More importantly, I'll tell you what this massive ruling by the Nevada Supreme Court means for John Gruden and his fight against the NFL and what might happen next, including a battle at our great nation's Supreme Court. And I, for one, cannot think of a better use of time by our country's Supreme Court than some football-adjacent pissing contest between and
Roger Goodell
regarding emails from a decade ago.
So, y'all, personality. You got some fucking on y'all. You got a little fucking on.
He sued the league, he sued the commissioner, and the question had lingered since November of 2021. Will he be required to go to arbitration, or will he be able to go to open court and litigate?
Honestly, I'm happy for John Gruden, and not just because he personally loves my YouTube channel.
That's good sports. It's on YouTube. Check it out.
That's totally him talking about That's Good Sports and not a cameo that we paid for. Also, we are less than 8,000 subscribers away from 775,000 subs.
Brag, 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 brag.
Trying to get to 7.
Y'all help the channel out, man. We trying to get up there, man. Y'all got to hit the subscribe button, man. Y'all got to hit it for your boy. It's free. It's free. It's free.
75 before the football season starts. I didn't think we had a chance, but we got a puncher's chance. If we hit that number, it will be the most subs I've ever added in the month of August. So thank you guys.
And then you guys do a video. It's great.
I must start by noting that this was a real sentence on Pro Football Talk about the John Gruden case. They wrote, John Gruden made a Hail Mary pass in the Nevada Supreme Court, and it went for a touchdown. That sounds like it was 100% written by AI and not a guy who talks about football every day of his life. If one makes a Hail Mary pass, isn't the touchdown implied? Anyway, this case...
No, it is not. Maybe. Now I'm questioning myself. Either way, though, let him keep going. I'm questioning myself now. He made a pass. I guess he made the pass. I don't know, man. I don't know.
This is interesting for multiple reasons. First, Gruden's win in the Nevada Supreme Court is not a win for his lawsuit in regard to whether or not the league leaked his emails. All this ruling means is that the league cannot force this case into arbitration proceedings overseen by my one true commander and beacon for safety, Mr. Roger Goodell himself. Yes, all of this time spent in court over the last 2 to 3 years is just so John Gruden can maintain his legal right to sue the NFL and not be bound by its arbitration clause that aims to bind former league employees. Gruden is suing the league for leaking his emails, allegedly, which contained racist, sexist, and anti-gay comments, which Gruden was firing off when he was working for ESPN, not the league. Gruden did send numerous emails over a 7-year period, which is why it looked bad for him. It wasn't just one email. His attorneys claim the league forced the Raiders to fire him and that his emails were specifically leaked for that reason, which is interesting since his emails were the only ones leaked, right? Either the league's...
I want y'all to understand, like, if y'all forgot about this, Roger, he got caught up when there was a SA situation going on in the Raiders organization, and he happened to be the head coach at the time. These emails that he sent way before he even got the job with the people he was sending them to, his emails got leaked. And this dude was saying racist shit like a motherfucker. Like, he gonna talk about the sexist shit and the misogyny and all that. This dude was saying some real racist shit. Real racist shit. I don't fuck with him. I don't fuck with him. I used to like him as a quarterback breakdown. I used to love what he did on ESPN with the new quarterbacks coming in. But now I found that you feel that way, bro. I'm good, bro. You do your thing. I ain't gonna wish no evil on you, nothing like that. But I can't fuck with you, bro, because what you said about my folks. You said about my folks. I got to stand with my folks. But his emails get leaked, and now he like, hell to the nah. I was sending them to people, and they were sending me shit back too. He like, I ain't gonna be the only one going down for this. Oh, y'all racist too. So now he bringing this shit out. Watch this shit.
Singled him out, or Gruden was on an all-time email blast run. I've got to credit Gruden for standing out in an investigation that was seeking evidence for workplace misconduct and sexual harassment by the Washington Commanders and some 650,000 emails. Did you find anything interesting yet, James? No, but you're going to want to see what Gruden called Goodell here. Now, the NFL denied that they publicly leaked the emails. The other thought out there is that the leak actually came from Dan Snyder's side.
My name is Dan Snyder, proud owner of the Washington Red.
I'm not sure what Snyder's team thought they'd have to gain by leaking the emails, but maybe they just wanted to go full-on scorched earth. Former executive Bruce Allen at one time hinted the leak probably came from the Commander side. That's what remains the great mystery in this situation. Who done the leak?
A small handful of those emails were harvested and specifically selected by someone to be used against John Gruden.
If you don't subscribe to That's Good Sports, you're going to miss out on a lot of great sports. And Chucky's going to have to come looking for you on his golf cart.
There weren't many people that had access to those emails. So we will find out who had access to those emails.
Gruden's attorneys can show other emails with, say, similar language or offensive tones. Were also viewed by the league in the discovery process for the Commander's investigation about Dan Snyder. Then Gruden has a pretty strong case against the league. The initial investigation into the Commander saw the league review 650,000 emails, and Gruden's emails again stood out in that mess. Now, had he sent those emails while working for the league, he probably wouldn't really have a case. It's hard to defend what Gruden wrote. You can't defend what he wrote. And I'm sure none of us would have kept our jobs if our overlord read an email where we called him or her what Gruden said of Goodell, which of course was a soccer lover who watches more basketball than football. Now, since getting fired / resigning from the Raiders head coaching job, Gruden hasn't been able to get a coaching gig at a high level. He was also 4 years into that 10-year, $100 million contract, so there is substantial financial loss his team can claim. Furthermore, this ruling by the Nevada Supreme Court in Gruden's favor bodes well for common sense. They voted 5-2 to allow his lawsuit to proceed.
And this is the first time Gruden's been 5-2 because of his defense since his days with the Buccaneers. Sorry, I had to put that in there.
Gruden initially got a win in Nevada trial court, then it went to the Nevada Supreme Court, but it was the smaller version of the court where only 3 judges heard arguments instead of all 7. He lost that battle twice with 2-1 rulings against him. This new ruling means Gruden can pursue this matter how he wants, either as a civil suit moving through the courts or with what I'm assuming is a settlement with the league, which they'd be wise to do.
Have talked a lot about John Gruden really not wanting to settle. He wants to protect his reputation through all of this. So in your mind, now that we've gotten to this point, is settlement really still an option?
That's easy to say until they start putting money on the table that causes you to say, maybe I shouldn't burn the house down. And I think the other wrinkle here, does he suddenly become a viable candidate to be an NFL head coach in 2026? Coincidentally,
the league itself can appeal this ruling one last time, though. But since the Nevada Supreme Court has already heard and ruled on the case, it would then go to the Supreme Court. Essentially, John Gruden just won the NFC Championship game of court battles. The Super Bowl, still a possibility. And if this case does go to the Supreme Court, I do want to hear Sonia Sotomayor on live TV as part of the new ESPN Court Zone package ask John Gruden if the following phrase was in any of his emails about the commissioner. Mr. Gruden, did you type the words clueless anti-football pussy in an email to Bruce Allen and then actually hit the send button? And was this sent from your AOL account, BigGrudyXXXVII@AOL.com? Knock on wood if you're with me, Mr. Gruden.
Dude, if that's his email address, I ain't gonna lie though. I've been seeing a lot of people with some weird ass. Y'all heard of big balls? Big balls? Bro, people be picking some weird ass emails, bro. My email is simple as hell, jverseJordan25@gmail.com. They be like, what's the verse in there for? What's the goddamn big Billy or big balls and shit? What the fuck kind of shit is that? I don't get that. Maybe mine's weird too, y'all. Maybe.
Sonia wins. The NFL and Roger Goodell were trying to force Gruden to have this case go through the league's arbitration process. That's what this is about, which was a problem because Roger Goodell gets to decide who arbitrates the case, and he can even appoint himself to do that.
It's a unique type of arbitration.
Think about the nonsense that they got going on in the NFL, and that's why people be like, "Man, look, when that NFL owner said, we can't when Black Lives BLM, everybody was kneeling, what's going on? They said we can't have the inmates running the prison. Listen to how they handle disputes in the NFL, and you'll see why he used that term.
The case, and he can even appoint himself to do that.
It's a unique type of arbitration. It's presided over by the commissioner or whoever the commissioner appoints to handle the arbitration. So it's rigged and it's secret and it's a kangaroo court.
This is what the Nevada Supreme Court.
Anybody that brings an issue against the NFL, if it has to go through NFL arbitration, the NFL owner, and think about it, this is a player or somebody that's a coach coming at the NFL, suing the NFL, the NFL gets to appoint the person that hears the case, and it can be the commissioner of the NFL, and they decide if the NFL was wrong or not. What you think gonna happen 99.9% of the time? The NFL are gonna side with themselves. It's the same thing that when we say when it comes to police. It's like when you have the police looking over what one of their officers did, majority of the time they're gonna say, nah, nothing to see here. It's like it's our team. Why would we say our team fucked up? No, we're not gonna do that. It's kangaroo court.
Court said in their actual decision, the arbitration bylaws are unconscionable, inconceivable, and they do not apply to
unconscionable
Gruden as a former employee. The league primarily relied on the broad language of its constitution regarding the commissioner's power to have full, complete, and final jurisdiction and authority to arbitrate any dispute that, in the opinion of the commissioner, constitutes conduct detrimental to the best interests of the league or professional football. By its own.
I want a lot of people to understand this because this might be another part. You'd be like, well, he's the commissioner, man. Like, look, if he rules against the NFL, can't nobody do nothing to him. All the owners hired him. Like, people say the commissioner is the head guy of the league. No, the owners are the head guys of the league. And they can fire that motherfucker whenever they feel like it. They can fire his ass whenever they feel like it. All them owners hired him. Let him go against all these owners. He gone. So he gonna do what's in best interest of them owners, not the league. Them owners, and them owners own the league. So by proxy. So that's what John Gruden was fighting. He was like, man, I don't need this to go through the NFL arbitration. I need this to go to a real court because this is what they did to me in a real court, like in real life. So I need to go to a real court. And they fighting. The NFL has been fighting him to not have this go to regular court. But now he just won. Now I can go to regular court. So now they about to get fucked because he want to burn it down. He don't care about the money.
Own unambiguous language, the NFL Constitution no longer applies to Gruden. The justices wrote, if the NFL Constitution were to bind former employees, the commissioner could essentially pick and choose which disputes to arbitrate.
You love football. I love football. If you love all sports, subscribe to That's Good Sport.
All of that makes sense, right? Although I actually hold the NFL Constitution above the Constitution of our country. I find it more binding than my marriage license, and I have cited it several times to get out of speeding tickets. Myles Garrett. Was Gruden's conduct detrimental? Yes. He said some really dumb shit.
And what he said was just, beyond anything you've ever heard in sports.
But again, he was an ESPN employee at the time of saying all of that, and nobody would have known about the conduct if the NFL didn't allegedly leak it to the media. That's the other thing Gruden has to prove. Did the NFL leak it, or did journalists acquire it without the league's full knowledge?
John Gruden about to get a lot of money from the NFL. Is kind of how it sounds.
Good journalism or targeted ousting. That's what John Gruden wants to pursue in court. The Wall Street Journal broke this story on October 8th of 2021. To me, this is about how they got those documents. If the NFL handed them over to the Journal, it helps Gruden's case. The court further explained that the league's power to alter its constitution whenever it wants makes the arbitration clause unconscionable. Separately, the court refused to prevent Gruden from suing the league in court due to the presence of that arbitration clause in his contract that he signed when he rejoined the Raiders. From his attorney, we're very pleased with the Nevada Supreme Court's decision, not just for Coach Gruden, but for all employees facing an employer's unfair arbitration process, said Adam Hosmer, Hinner of McDonald, Carano, LLP, attorneys for John Gruden. This victory further vindicates Coach Gruden's reputation, and it clears the way to swiftly bring him full justice and holding the NFL accountable.
Picture just working for a company, and if they do something wrong to you, like you can't go to the police and get your shit handled in the U.S. justice system. You have to go through your company to get some justice. That's pretty much the situation that he's in. But now he's getting it to actually go to the actual courts of his country, and now they're going to arbitrate it. It's real simple. But they not looking too hot. So it's amazing that they doing other shit right now because that can come out in court too.
Personally, I think this is one of the dumbest lawsuits I've ever had to cover here on Law and Order Spots. I believe both sides of this case have valid points. I believe the NFL stumbled across the emails and said, yeah, we can't have one of our head coaches saying this shit about the commissioner and our players, and we can't have him saying all of this other stuff. Dear God, he actually emailed this. I don't care that Gruden didn't work for the league when he sent them either. He was sending those emails to Bruce Allen, who fucking ran the Commanders organization. It was just dumb. Never leave a digital trail, John. Hit delete if you're with me.
Set up! Blue 85! Blue 85! Set up! Set up! Hey, Blue 85!
I also believe it's fucked up if the league chose to make those emails public. I think they could have handled this situation with Gruden privately, all right? I also think he would not be employed in the NFL right now regardless. Sure, he would have lasted a few more seasons with the Raiders because Mark Davis genuinely loves John Gruden, like so many of us. But he wasn't doing his job well in Vegas as a coach. I think from Gruden's perspective, this lawsuit, in addition to the financial restitution he's seeking, is more about trying to clear his name. He made it very clear recently he still desperately wants to coach, specifically in the SEC. He said, I'm being honest with you. I do not bullshit either. I want to coach again. I'd die to coach in the SEC. I would love it. I would fucking love it. And I think that's his best case scenario. He reaches a settlement agreement with the NFL and then goes to college to coach. I think being ousted from the NFL for 5 years, he's paid his price by not being able to do the only thing he really loves, coaching. And I hope he does land a coaching gig in college because I think Gruden's actually perfect for that. Also, Patreon.
And see, that's the crazy part that I won't get behind. I hear motherfuckers saying some real racist ass shit, and then on top of that, he's saying sexist shit. He calling the NFL Players Association head, talking about he got baboon lips and shit. Like bitch, he ain't got no Neanderthal in him. You do, dumbass motherfucker. You don't even know nothing about no genetics, man. But it's like, nah, I don't wish nothing good for his ass, but I don't wish nothing bad for him either. But it's amazing that he's gonna get a chance. He's gonna get a second chance to keep doing what he's doing, no matter what the fuck came out of his mouth. And the NFL is about to have to probably come out the pocket. Honestly, the way he was talking, the way John Gruden was talking about it, y'all didn't see it in this video, but dude, I don't think he in it for the money. He got money. He got money, y'all. I think he want to burn that motherfucker down for what they did to him. And it's crazy because it's like, dude, you saying all this crazy ass shit and emailing folks, and I understand you don't work for us. They should have handled like old buddy said, behind closed doors. If y'all was gonna fire him and get him up out of there because you thought it would be a bad look, you should have did it behind closed doors. But if y'all actually leaked that shit, so y'all complicit with the bullshit, but y'all don't want to do nothing about it. So y'all gonna pass the buck on to somebody else and cause public outrage to get this motherfucker up out of here. Y'all some hoes too. Y'all a bitch. Go handle that shit. If you don't want your league associated with that. But I look, they seem to be associated with a lot of shit. Y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. But look, yeah, we saw we conquered tonight, man. We didn't talk about a lot of shit. John Gruden, man, I don't wish you luck in your case, but I would love for a lot of shit to come out in Discovery. So we can, him the NFL up for the bullshit they be on. But Shedeur Sanders, man, that situation that's going on right there, man. I'll be honest with y'all. My take on this is that this is jealousy and envy at its finest. This is not anything that we have been told that we should govern our society by, how we should treat people in society. Like, look, you get opportunities when you put in the work. It's a meritocracy, man. You work hard, you'll get something. That's a lie. And it's crumbling on itself. Like, a lot of us done figured that out a long time ago. It's not the case. It's really about who you know, and hopefully them people like you. But it's crumbling. And we're seeing it happen with a young man that didn't do shit to nobody. I'm talking about these people done drafted people that done deleted people before the draft and they knew it. They done drafted people that done ran away from the police. They done drafted people that grabbed their nuts on a national stage in a football game in college. Still drafting them number 1 overall. Drafting people that's still in crab legs. Drafting people that's still in laptops. But you got a problem with this one kid and what he done did. I'll wait. It's a problem, man. It's a problem, and we need to just call the shit out, man. Hey, if people want to do it, let them do it, but it needs to be consequences when you do things like this, because I don't think anybody wants to live in a society where it's like that. And what happens when you're on the opposite side of the people that's actually doing the fucked up shit? What if you don't have that power and control like you used to have? Now the tables have turned. You want people to treat you like that? And I would think most people would say no. So we need to be better, man. We all grown adults, and especially all them people in there. These motherfuckers got grandkids. They got grandkids. They got influence. They need to be better than that. And that's the problem. We hold people at the bottom to a higher standard than we hold the people at the top. We need to stop doing that shit, y'all. We need to stop doing that, man. These people out here, they got all this influence, man. But bitch, I'm gonna hold you to it. But look, man, it's been fun. We came, we saw, we conquered, we did what we had to do. Once again, I hope all of y'all have came over to the JVJ network and hit that like and subscribe. Sub up over on the network, y'all. We trying to grow that shit over there, man. Just go over to YouTube. It ain't gonna take you nothing but a second. The JVJ network. And also go to J Talk Sports too. Yeah, because I'm trying to grow that too. But either way though, man, it's been fun, man. I appreciate y'all, and we're gonna get up out of here, and we will catch y'all in the next one as always, man.